Ascension. And if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. Today what I'm doing is a hashtag, and it is Tarot Tribe Tag, or hashtag Tarot Tribe Tag. And it is a VR2 V, Love, and Crystals. It is a series of 16 questions, so let's get started. So the first question is, and I'm looking over this way because my computer's over here, so with all the questions. So the first one is, how did you get into tarot or oracle? To be honest with you, I don't know what got me started in tarot. I was getting boxes, subscription boxes, or I had been thinking of, I think I got one subscription box, and I was on Crate Joy, and then I seen that there was this other box, and it was like Tarot Party Night or something like that. So I thought, let's see what that's all about. So I got it, and I got my first deck in that, and it was the Tarot Marchetti, which that's another question. So anyways, I got that in this, from Crate Joy, this subscription box, and I got that along with a book, Easy Tarot, and so that's what got me started in it. In the tarot, but I actually, before that, a few months before that, yeah, a couple of months before that, I got my first oracle deck, and I was just coming across it, but you'll see that soon. So that's what got me. Are you drawn to oracle or tarot more, and why? I used to say that it was like a toss-up. It was hard for me to decide, but I am definitely more drawn to tarot now. Probably the more I get involved in it, the more I see how many different layers and stuff that you can do with it, and it's exciting. The numerology, if you associate it with numerology, and the astrology, and the different systems like Thoth and Tarot de Marseille and Lenormand or Lenormand, whatever, and you're, Rider Waite. So I would say tarot. If you could create, number 3, if you could create your own deck, what would it be? Maybe a mixture, kind of like the Marielle Tarot, of my thoughts on the combination of the Thoth, the Tarot de Marseille, and the Rider Waite Smith. Let me get rid of this. So it would probably be some kind of strange combination of all 3. So 4, show us your first deck, whether it's oracle or tarot or one of each. Which is your first that you learned with? Okay, so as I was saying earlier, I did get Tarot Marchetti was my first tarot, Gilded Tarot. It came in a pack called Easy Tarot, and it was Easy Tarot was the name of the book. And that was by Ellershaw. I can't remember. That's her last name. She wrote the book, and then it included the Gilded Tarot by Tarot Marchetti, or Marchetti, however you pronounce it. So, yeah. I learned tarot by going through that, reading that whole book. And then I took a course on Udemy by Sale Jade on Udemy. Wonderful course. She's also got a group after you've taken the course on Facebook where you can exchange readings with people if you want in the group. And just, accumulating more decks and reading books and doing spreads and just working with it. Yeah. And my first oracle deck, which was my first deck of anything, was the Goddess Guidance. And I got this in August of 2018. And I love this deck. I love it. And it's Doreen Virtue. So, show us, number 5, show us your recent deck oracle, tarot, and recent crystal. Why were they calling you? Okay, so first of all, on the crystal, I don't have any new crystals. I haven't purchased any new crystals in quite some time. I don't even know what my last crystal was. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not even going to do a crystal. I got lots of crystals. I got them all over the place. My last, I just received this, the pocket version of the Dreams of Gaia. And it is so pretty and so different. I had heard other people talk about how different that is, but I did not. I mean, it's really different. But I think I'm really going to enjoy this as well. I think you can become very specific from what I have read so far in the book about the different types of cards and archetypes that are in there. I mean, like really narrowing it down for people, making it a little bit easier to recognize who this person is supposed to be signifying. So that's my last tarot deck, although I do have another tarot deck on its way that is actually my last, but that's the Hush Tarot. And my last, well, this isn't my last. That one. In the last 2 to 3 weeks, I have purchased a few decks. Oracles. So there's this one that I just got. This one that I just got. And this one. Why was it calling to me? I mean, I have been seeing this deck. The life purpose, because I want to go through these. I want to read it really well. And this can help me like in like past life readings and stuff like that. But these cards, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, were just like calling out to me. And I also think that these would be really good for, past life readings. Among other things also, but just like in general, I thought it was really good for a little bit of guidance. And they just called out to me. Fire Guardian, the Seer. I mean, look at this. There we go. The Seer. Yeah. So there's that. All right. Show us your recent deck, Oracle Tarot. Okay, I did that. Number 6. If you could share a tip with someone learning tarot for the first time, what would it be? Well, for me, and I know this is probably going to be a little bit unpopular, because I see people saying all the time, just pick up the cards and start using them and all that, and using your intuition. I disagree. This is my personal opinion. I think that the best thing that you can do is start learning the meanings. Or going through your first deck and after reading through the book, deciding what something means to you. Even if you don't want to stick with the basic meanings, I still think the best way that you can be the best reader that you can be is to have a baseline, okay? That's in my opinion. Then from there, use your intuition. This is my opinion. But at the same time, I hear a lot of people saying, well, I can't remember all those. I understand how difficult that is. I have memory issues myself. However, I would beat myself up and be less likely to use it if I didn't remember the meanings. So make cheat sheets for yourself. And every time you do a reading, put them out. These are laminated. So what I do, and you know what? I barely ever look at these anymore. Ever. But oh my gosh, when I started using these, there is no shame in however you have to learn something. Okay? No shame at all. Everybody learns differently. I would sit these right down, all of them. I didn't really use the major arcana because those were easier for me. Sorry. Those were easier for me to remember. Probably because they're, you know, they're archetypes. But the numbers were harder for me. And of course, the court cards. So the best advice that I can give, if you are somebody that doesn't understand like the elements and stuff, learn your elements first and make cheat sheets and put them out and use them. And then do a reading for yourself, only using that or trying to use your intuition, and then read out of the book and see how close you were. And that'll give you a general idea of where you need to work, what you have down and what you don't, but just keep using it. I feel like for me, the more I felt comfortable to use it, having my cards out there so that I felt more comfortable, the fact that I used it more, that's how we learn, is through repetition. So as I felt more comfortable, the meanings came to me. So, and I'm actually very proud of how much more I remember all of the cards now. Versus in the beginning, I was flustered. I took courses and everything, and I just kept on forgetting. No matter what I did, I kept forgetting. Until I used cheat sheets for myself, which was almost like a green light to say, go for it. You've got that little bit of backup if you need it. And you can trust in what you already put down. And it doesn't have to be. These were not meanings out of the books. These were reading the books and then taking my own opinion of what I thought that it meant. And that's what I mean by setting up like some sort of system ahead of time for me is what worked better. So that's the advice that I would give to somebody that wants that structure. If you want to use just intuition, by all means, go for it. I mean, do what feels right to you. But for me, that just did not feel right. I like having a baseline and then using my intuition. First TarotTuber that you followed. Well, that's kind of hard because for one, I don't remember for sure. I was watching Evelyn Cameron way back when, but I thought hers was more witchy. I didn't realize that she was also tarot until a little while after that. And then Simon at the Hermit's Cave, I watched him. And I think Kelly, Truth and Story, I seen her. And Jennifer Storelli, Willow Witch. Or gosh, I always have issues with that. I'm sorry. I will put links down below for them. So yeah, I can't remember which of them I watched first. They were all very influential. And still are. Let's see. So, what was life before tarot or the holistic path for you? Where did you come from? Okay, so what was life before tarot or the holistic path for you? So, I am one of those people from the time I can remember. I've always been into paranormal stuff, even though I was raised Christian. I mean, I did Sunday school, I did Wednesday Bible studies, I did church camp, I studied with the witnesses. Those were all voluntary. It was never forced on me, but my family was Christian. Now anything else would not have been easily accepted. But I've always, even my family who are Christian, have always been inquisitive of certain things and talked about certain things like past lives and ghosts and paranormal things and aliens and all that good stuff, you know, ancient aliens. And so that's always been a part of my life. Witchcraft, that started before tarot too. I mean, I started reading about witchcraft like 7 7, 8 years ago now. But I'm the kind of person that I like to study and study and study before I actually put into action. So I didn't really do too much of it until like last year is when I really started learning, like actually practicing. So that's what my life looked like before tarot. All right, the next question is, where did you come from? Yeah, I came from the Christian world. 9, favorite go-to spread top 3. A card pull, single card pull. If I have a question, single card pull. Oracle, just pulling a card, you know, does the goddess have a message for me today? Or I love the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. They're very uplifting messages. 1 card. 3 card that I use in my weekly is, oh, that's my past life, but like so. And I've been doing this consistently for, I think it's 4 months now. Yay! And I do it every week. And it's, the first card is, what do I need to release this week? The next card is, what do I need to embrace this week? And the third card is, how can I best support myself this week? And that's essentially what I do. Other than that, I mean, I love the past life spread. That's massive. The law of attraction spread. That new one that I seen on Amy over at Reverse Tarot, or Strength Reversed. Yeah, sorry. She did one that was like, one was supposed to represent one person, one was supposed to represent the other one, and then the third card was like supposed to represent like the dynamics of that relationship, something along that lines. So I really like that too. 10, most anticipated deck of 2020, year ahead timeless question. Right, most anticipated deck of 2020. I mean, not anything new. I'm not actively out there looking, and I say that, but I'm always looking, but I'm not really actively looking for new cards. I am interested in the Hush Tarot that's coming. It's so beautiful. But the most that I'm excited about, honestly, is my Thoth Tarot that I'm still reading and, you know, learning. I'm almost done with the Book of Thoth, and I got the next book. What is it? Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot by, is it Duvet? Oh, Duquette. Yeah. So I'm really interested, really in 2020, to really delve into the Thoth system, if I can speak properly. So let's see. What's in your tarot wish list? Okay, well, I've got a tarot wish list video, so I'm just going to link that. Oop. Which side would it be? It'd be one of these sides. I'll list a card for you. All right. What were your impressions and fears about tarot? Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, yes, tarot is not something that was easily supported, you know, for me to become a reader. To be honest with you, it never dawned on me to become a reader, because I thought tarot, you had to be like a psychic to be able to be a tarot reader, and that you had to get these visions, and that you had to have like this. I mean, I really, when I thought of tarot, it was like this mysterious, this like ancient mysticism kind of thing, right? So that's why it never even dawned on me that it could be a skill that you would learn and then later develop other things from it. So it wasn't until I started in 2018. That was my fear about tarot. I don't really have any fears about tarot. I look at tarot as a tool, you know. The hard stuff, like the tower that somebody, I look at those things as good things because it means that you are growing. You're not stagnant. There's going to be change. Change is hard, depending on whether or not you're like somebody that easily rolls with change or whether or not you fight change. You know, that's going to be the difference in how easy some of these transitions are for you, and whether or not you're learning your lessons in order to move on to the next stage. So I don't look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as you're doing something right because you're learning lessons so that you can evolve your soul. So I don't look at tarot as fearful. I look at the way some people might read tarot for other people to be fearful. All right, 13. Would you like to start reading tarot? I already do, so yes. 14. Have you ever gotten a reading from another reader, and what were your feelings towards it? Yeah, I just got a reading from Summer over at Astrology Ascend channel. It was the new like fairy 5-card. It was so good. I think she just did a video on it, and if I can find that video, I'll link it down below. But she did that on me, and it was so good, and it was spot on, and she is so good. So I loved it. 15. What kind of vibes do you like to feel when getting a reading? Okay, first of all, I don't want to feel like the person that I'm going to is going through something rough in their life and they're bringing it into their tarot reading, okay? I want somebody that is positive and tries to uplift, and even to a point of, yes, sugarcoating, because in my opinion, and this is my opinion only, people do not, for the most part, go to a tarot reader when things are peachy keen, okay? They, maybe for fun, okay, but for the most part, they have answers that they want, or they have questions that they want answered. And usually it's because they're going through a tough time, from my experience at this point. I'm new, so forgive me if, you know, if you disagree, let me know. Be nice about it, but let me know. So, down below in the comments. But, so I think the things that people are going through that are really, really rough, you don't have to stress it really a whole bunch and, oh my gosh, this just came up and blah, 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 blah. No fear-mongering. I believe that, yes, you can bring that out, but try to find your positive way to it so that it's helpful, so that it's a helpful tool, a constructive tool, and to give them something to work towards instead of just, oh, girl, or this is really bad, you know. No, I don't want that kind of a, anybody I see that reads like that or is just having a bad day and everything that comes out, they're taking it in a negative manner. I walk away from that. So, 16. Tag the next TarotTuber via YouTube or Instagram. All right, if you're watching this, you're tagged if you haven't done it already. Simple as that. Everybody, I want everybody to do it. It's a fun tag, and it's a way for us to learn from each other and just have fun with it, right? So, thank you, V, for starting this. And you know what? I think if I remember right, there were a couple other people that were, that did this, started this as well. And I will make sure that I put that down below. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I will put their links down below as well. And thank you for joining me, and I'm sending you love and light. Thank you.